All right. From Max, long-time listener, first-time writer. I have something that has plagued me for a long time, and no one I have confided in has ever been able to help. When I was in college, I was dating this girl, and unbeknownst to me at the time, I got her pregnant. She went ahead without telling me and aborted it. The worst part is later on in our relationship, it happened again, but this time she told me she was pregnant and terminated it anyway. Never once talking to me or taking my feelings into consideration. I've never been able to reconcile it, and still to this day, it upsets me. Well, it should upset you, and there are a lot of wrong ways to go with this. I can think of two wrong ways at least to go with this. One is to wallow in guilt until you're paralyzed and develop a kind of self-righteous feeling of goodness just for feeling bad about what happened. And the other is having no guilt and doing nothing. So those are your two wrong answers. The right answer here is to take a look at your life. You may have known, you may not have known, but what actions that you took and you were involved in resulted in a catastrophe, the catastrophe being two separate lives extinguished on your watch. Now, you can say you didn't do it, you can say you didn't know about it. That's fine, and I do not want you to wallow in guilt. That's not the point. The point is, take a close look at your life and say, well, how did this happen, and how can it not happen again, right? That is where God wants you to go with that. He wants you to say, how did this happen, what did I do, and how do I keep it from happening again? Now, you can guarantee that it never happens again by not having sex until you get married. But I'm not even going to tell you what to do. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Why were you having relations with this, intimate relations with a girl who would do this? Did you know she would do it? If she had come to you and told you, would you have married her? If not, why not? What did you know about her that would have kept you from marrying her? What were you doing here? What were you doing? So it's like if you're angry at her, that's a waste of your time. The question is, what were you doing that led to this, and how can you change your life so that it doesn't happen again? I'm not going to give you the answers to that. Like I said, the sure and certain one is not to have sex with anybody until you get married. That's a good one. But you want to come up with, you got another one? Go ahead. But I want you to ask yourself why you were in a relationship with this woman. How did it come to be that twice in a row this happened? That is on you, and you got to look forward into the life ahead and make sure it never happens again. You got to look in the mirror and ask yourself those questions.